Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 43 of Active Reload. It's a video game podcast, if you weren't aware. I don't know anybody with the number 43, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Random number.
Troy Polamalu?
Yeah, that's a great shout, actually. Troy Polamalu. Hey, big head and shoulders guy. Welcome to the show. We're going to talk a bunch of things. We're going to talk, hey, I'm looking for a PC possibly. And we're going to explode into a conversation.
We're going to talk about PC gaming.
Pre-built PC gaming, parts, the whole shebang. We're going to talk about it all. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 got a reveal trailer. It looks just as medieval as the last one. So that's awesome. Good. Then we'll get to Noble Games and what we're playing. So
it's going to be a big what we're playing.
Let's get to it. I cut my finger on a manila envelope the other day.
Oh.
Paper cut on a manila envelope.
That's got to be the worst paper cut type of paper.
Right there. It's a little baby one. It's not that bad, but it did not feel great. I was uncomfortable after that happened.
People think the webbing of your fingers is the worst place to get it. No, it's right on the cuticle of your thumb. These little guys, the little
right
skin
here?
the skin next to your thumbnails. Yes.
I've never gotten a paper cut there.
That's the worst.
You've gotten a paper cut there?
Yeah, if it touches if it like braces on your thumbnail and then goes all the way down the side, oh, it's the worst.
That's disgusting.
Yeah.
That's awful. I don't want to experience that ever. So I'm happy I got mine just on the little tip of my
I used to work
ring
at a
finger.
Print place not too long ago.
Oh man, I bet those people were covered in fingers. Yes.
Yeah.
Paper cuts.
Yeah, it was mostly just me.
You got to figure that out.
I'll probably wear gloves, right?
Do people wear gloves at that?
When you should
when
if you're dealing with
that makes
things
sense.
That cut you all the time.
Yeah, lots of paper. Yeah, but people don't wear gloves when they're using knives. So
no,
like in the kitchen,
you have to actually cut yourself to do that.
Yeah, happens all the time though. It's like when you're playing hockey and you lose teeth. It's like a form of honor.
My wife cuts things like this.
Oh man, Melody!
And it's always
no way
a hair from chopping off her finger.
She holds it like this and cuts like this.
Yes, and it drives me nuts. I was like, "Can you please don't?"
You're gonna lose. She's gonna lose her thumb. That is extraordinarily dangerous.
I know.
You gotta hold the claw.
Shout out to Melody. I love my wife. She's awesome. But she also puts in the dishwasher the steak knives up, points them up.
Wow, you live in a house of horrors.
I know.
It's like Monster House, except it's just knives in the dishwasher that you trip and fall over and die.
I know.
That's terrifying.
Yeah. Video games,
She puts them... Wait, no, hold on.
Okay.
She puts them sticking up?
Sticking up.
Because she thinks it gets like a better wash if it's sticking up like that?
That's exactly what she said.
That's wrong, but I can understand the thinking there.
My wife's amazing. She does awesome
She's great.
things.
She does amazing things. Just, some kooky things while we're at it too. While she's at it too. Just like me, just like you.
Yeah. I mean, what do I do that's kooky?
Let's see. What do you do that's kooky?
I like Kingdom Come Deliverance.
No. I had one off the top. Your favorite movie's Waterworld? Your favorite Kevin Costner movie's Waterworld?
Favorite Kevin Costner movie's Waterworld.
That's a little kooky. I'll be honest with you.
I think that's not even a question of... It's not out of the park at all. Actually.
It is. It's kooky. That is kooky. I'll think of something else as we're going and I'll blurt it out.
Sure. Hey, James, do you want PC? You want to have a PC for gaming?
No, let's keep talking about movies though really quick. I'm just kidding.
This is a movie podcast. Hey, you saw that movie Civil War.
I did.
Did it? I heard it sounds like a video game.
They did a lot of really cool sound design in that movie, which is saying I think they probably just went to, or like in a lot of those scenes, they were probably using very real guns, very real dry, or blank ammunition.
Yeah.
And they didn't change much of the sounds of that to make it feel more realistic, like you were actually there. And they did a pretty good job. It was pretty terrifying. It was very dark, very dreary. Not a casual movie I would go and see on a Monday ever again. So I'll keep that in mind.
I'm going to skip that movie, that's for sure.
It's good, though. I liked it.
I like the director.
Yeah, you like the director. You just watch it on streaming.
Or
whenever that happens.
Sure.
So Civil War, that leads me into another thing, a civil war that I'm having with myself.
Yeah.
Which is PC gaming. So, PC gaming, I've been told for my entire life that the PC snobs, no offense, guys, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're the master race. Okay?
Yeah, that's like one of the earliest internet memes.
PC master race?
Yeah.
That makes sense. Because they made it on the PC. So
probably.
Yeah.
Yeah. So no, I have
That's
a
all I've
PC
ever
for
heard.
gaming, and I like PC gaming. I prefer console gaming for sure,
Right.
but I also prefer mouse and keyboard as a
control
option. So I'm in the middle, I guess.
I've always wanted to jump into PC gaming, but for whatever reason, well, I wouldn't say forever, or I've always wanted to. I would say within like the last 6 to 7 years, when I started making like good enough disposable income to get a PC, I've thought about getting a PC to play games on and whatnot. But man, the entry point for getting a PC is either one, very expensive, or two, a lot of information that you have to have in order to pick parts.
Well, maybe, but no. It depends on your point of view. The entry level is small, I think, because PC gaming encompasses everything. Like, you can really play a game on this laptop in front of us, which is not expensive.
I wish there was some way you could see the laptop that we were talking about.
No,
that's gonna be my favorite running joke.
It also, you don't need I have an old computer, and I'm still playing modern games. Right. I bought my computer 2014.
It's a long time ago. It's 10 years old now.
10 years old. Now, a console that was 10 years old.
Xbox One.
Wouldn't play, Tarkov.
No, that's true.
But my computer does. It just,
I mean, it maybe could.
It looks like a PS2 game running it.
Well, here's the thing, though. Like
at 144 hertz.
Here's the thing. Like DayZ, one of the older PC games, got ported over to Xbox. You can play that on the Xbox One, which came out 10 years ago.
It's true. But it looks way better. And it runs awful,
which is funny.
On Xbox. Awful, especially on the Xbox One. Jeez.
So I made a mistake by saying entry level. If I wanted to get into PC, I wanted to get something that would maybe outperform my Xbox.
Yeah, so that's a good jumping point. Right now, you have a PS5 and an Xbox Series X.
Series X,
So if you bought let's say you bought a pre-built from Best Buy, and you wanted to spend $1,000 to $1,400,
right?
I think you're gonna get
something that outperforms.
That outperforms, yeah. I mean, you'll be able to run Starfield at 60 frames instead of 30. That's for sure.
You need to stop bringing that up.
I'm never gonna stop bringing that up.
Yeah, I know, but you need to stop.
Or Dragon's Dogma 2.
Think of all the potatoes you can put in your ship. Remember that?
Dragon's Dogma 2. It runs awful on current consoles, and you can run it on my computer completely better.
At 60 frames?
At 60 frames.
That is wild.
It won't look as good.
But
it won't be in 4K.
That's such a weird...
It'll be 1080p.
It just doesn't make any sense why that's a problem.
Well, I don't know. It's because people like to settle with console. I don't know. You cannot play comfortably on a mouse 30 frames. It's just not.
We can't have this discussion again.
With a controller, it's going to be better.
If we have this discussion, it'll be our 43rd episode in which we talk about frames being an issue.
It is an issue.
For Grant.
It's such a big issue for me because if we're talking about current consoles, man, what are we doing? I remember when I got a PS4, I was like, yes, no more 30-frame games. And then it's just more and more. And then I got a PS5. Yes, no more 30-frame games. Still more.
Episode 43 of Grant complaining about the frames.
Yeah,
here we are.
Frames.
Can we talk about PC parts,
gaming,
please?
Yeah. Now, pre-builts. You mentioned pre-builts.
Yeah, pre-builts.
I think most PC Master Race folk.
Yeah.
Shout out to a lot.
Shout out to PCMR.
They're going to be like, build your own computer.
Yeah, that is something I've always heard.
I don't quite... I think I know how. I can put, if you give me the parts, I'm going to be able to build it. But if you were to tell me, hey, this video card might not work with that power source, I don't know that.
Right. Yeah, I don't. As soon as you give me the motherboard, I'm like, okay, I'm lost. I have no idea what to do.
The video card goes into your motherboard.
Right. Well, they all connect to your motherboard, right? Like the power supply connects to your motherboard. Everything connects to your motherboard.
You can actually like put it in easily.
That's why and RAM, your RAM sticks go into your motherboard
very easily.
Yeah.
But
other than that, that's the thing is I don't really want to do all that. And the other thing is too, for the most part, if you're getting parts to build a PC versus the pre-builts will usually come with warranties. Whereas if you're just buying parts, and then if you mess up the part or something like that, from what I understand, there's not really warranties.
Dog hair everywhere, or
exactly,
cat hair? Yeah.
And it becomes a little bit more dangerous. You're living on the edge, and it's not even like. And the one-to-one comparison about PC part, like going through PC parts and doing it that way, and that being cheaper than the alternative of just buying a pre-built, doesn't really hold up anymore because of how expensive like graphics cards are now. And all the other individual parts are. Yeah,
I mean, I saw a graphics card on sale today. Mm-hmm. It was a 4060 for, it might have been used, I don't know, but for less than $500. And that is, there you go, that's huge.
But what about my RAM sticks?
So then you're going to have to buy all the other stuff. So yeah, pre-built. Go to bestbuy.com. I think Best Buy does really good pre-builds. And, or iBuyPower, or just go directly to the source like iBuyPower.
I've heard, but that's the other thing too that makes it really. I hate. I'll be honest with you. I don't love that we're talking about this because I'm going to end up spending the money to buy a PC, and I don't know if I want to do that. But the thing is, the other jumping off point that I have usually is there are so many pre-built vendors. It is exhausting because you'll hear from your favorite YouTuber or your favorite streamer or whatever which ones to get. They'll all have a code for you, and it feels like it's all for different websites, and it's like, oh my god.
Look up reviews on shipping, on the shipping.
That's a good point. Yeah,
because I know when I got it from iBuyPower, I used to do that a lot. They shipped it perfectly with the perfect amount of styrofoam and all that stuff, and it always was perfect.
Arrived in good, perfect condition.
Never complained. Okay. So yeah, look up that. Also, what is your budget? That's the biggest.
I would say $1,000 to $1,500 would be my budget.
I would aim for $1,200. You can get a pre-built PC that's gonna last you 10 years, and you'll love it. That's without upgrading anything. Yeah. I mean, maybe 8 years, less than 10.
But the other thing is, too, if I buy a pre-built like that, at the very least, I can keep the case, and then I can swap out parts. That's just the beginning part. So if I get a pre-built and I want to upgrade the graphics card, then I could take out the graphics card that's already in the pre-built and then swap it.
By the way, the video card I saw was a 3080, not a...
Okay, and that seems like a lot for...
Or, 3070. Who knows? That's another thing about PC gaming. Here, on to the next thing.
Who knows? Who knows anything?
This is why I despise... why I despise this part of PC gaming.
Video games. No, why?
There's so many variations of everything.
Oh, yeah.
My computer cannot run very well games that use the Unity engine for some stupid reason. Unity runs like trash on my computer. My old computer used to run Unreal games like trash. It was like Unreal 3 back in the day. Used to run everything like very, very poorly.
And it's just Unity games?
It was just the developers didn't optimize a certain part for my video card with the certain amount of VRAM that I had. So my video card has 3 gigabytes of VRAM. Halo made their update, not Master Chief Collection, but Halo Infinite did their update about a year ago where it says people who have a video card under 4 gigabytes of VRAM can't play this game. I'm like, what the heck? So a game that I was playing for a year on my PC, I couldn't play it anymore.
Well, here's the thing. I wish more consoles would do that because then we'd get out of the Xbox One time.
Which is hilarious because Xbox wouldn't let them do that to the original Xbox One with him in it.
It's weird to think that people are playing Infinite on the Xbox One.
No, it's true.
I've never thought of that game as an Xbox One game.
And also updates, things burn out. I don't know. Things break a lot.
But there's also
you don't know what the problem is.
There's also so many different types of parts that you can get. Like you can get NVIDIA graphics cards. You can get Ryzen, NVIDIA, whatever. NVIDIA graphics cards. You can get AMD graphics cards. You can get all this different, and it's just so
AMD processors.
And if you don't know, and Intel as well as another one. If you don't know what you're really looking at and the differences, it can be so just not exhausting. That's the wrong word, but overbearing.
We sound like a bunch of noobs talking about PC Master Race.
Dude, how do you get from
here? You are.
How do you get from noob to intermediate without just buying stuff?
This is for my PC Master Race friends, right? You're a bunch of nerds.
That's true.
Get on your couch.
That part's true. have a kid,
have a beer, have
and
a kid
child
running around.
Have a child, have a beer.
Kick your feet up and play your dang game.
Play a console game for once in your life.
I'm playing my console games on 120 hertz, so you're 144 hertz or you're 300. Like, it's not making much of a difference.
What was I going to say? Oh, speaking of, I like that we're going to say this right after. If you have suggestions in the comments for what I should do, possibly
just rip us.
Pre-built parts, whatever, just help a brother out.
And if you recommend a laptop, someone's going to come over and smack you.
Don't recommend a laptop. If you recommend a laptop, you might get blocked. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah, you're going to get banned.
You're going to get blocked from our YouTube page if you recommend me a laptop, okay? I don't want to play on a laptop. I'll play a desktop.
Yeah.
We won't actually ban you.
You know what games you should get on your PC, though, after everybody makes fun of you?
Wait, hold on. Ready or Not. I want to play that.
Oh, great. I forgot about that.
Hey, look at that. Good pick, huh?
Ready or Not is awesome.
That is coming to Xbox, though.
It is?
Right. I don't know how soon,
we
but
actually reported that, huh?
Yeah.
I remember.
Yeah, it is coming relatively soon.
I think we did our games that we're going to be anticipating for 2024.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Ready or Not on PC, I definitely want to play, for sure.
It's fun. It's also fun with like randoms.
Oh, okay.
It is, because it seems like everybody plays that game how it's supposed to be.
Right.
Another thing about PC gaming is you're going to get a mature audience, a mature gaming.
Yeah, right. We're talking about the same community that plays League of Legends. Is that a joke? Are you joking?
Yeah,
Good one, dude.
Go to Counter-Strike and play with all those guys.
Yeah.
No, here's a
good joke.
No, I'm not joking. It is true. It is true for better or worse, honestly.
It's all lies. I could play War Thunder and have classified military documents leak into the forums.
Yeah.
That's a real thing that happens.
That's awesome. No, it depends on the game. If you play Ready or Not, you're not going to play against a bunch of squealing 10-year-olds.
No, that's true. But if I play Among Us,
yes,
I will play against a bunch of squealing 10-year-olds.
Or Teardown or Minecraft.
Fall Guys.
But games I would recommend for PC-specific games.
Okay.
City Skylines. I know we've been wanting to play that.
You can play that on console.
I know, but
that's nowhere near as good.
This is a PC game.
Okay,
Although
all right.
You can use your mouse and keyboard on the console. It runs like trash on the console. Get a PC. Dota 2. I
don't want to play Dota.
It's just there in case you ever want to play it.
That's also a game I could play on your console.
No, you can't play Dota 2 on the console.
I'm thinking of Smite. Never mind. Sorry.
Yeah, Smite. The poor man's Dota 2.
Yeah, my bad. Mix them up.
Counter-Strike 2.
That makes sense. That's the first good one you've given me so far.
Valorant.
Valorant's
Counter-Strike sucks, but Valorant's...
No, it's not that it...
Or Counter-Strike's good, but Valorant sucks.
I mean, Valorant, the thing...
It's the same game.
I mean, it is, but Counter-Strike is more...
it's definitely harder.
Well, it's more gun-focused, and it feels like Valorant's a lot more ability-focused.
I will tell you this, for somebody who plays Counter-Strike a lot, you're completely wrong.
Yeah, right.
Counter-Strike is way more...
map knowledge.
What's it called? No, it's way more utility-focused than Valorant.
Oh, so it's like Rainbow Six Siege. Oh.
You can play Counter-Strike without throwing a flash or a grenade or a smoke. Mm-hmm. Or, you can play without worrying about your economy, but you are going to lose constantly.
Right.
You will lose constantly. If you jump on Valorant, you can out-aim people. Just play and aim and don't worry about any utility. And by the way, the special abilities, they're basically smokes, fires, slash Molotovs, or some sort of rocket.
Right.
Or grenade.
It's
all the same thing, Counter-Strike.
Valorant is made by the people that do League, right?
Yes.
Okay. Apparently Valorant has a really good anti-cheat as well.
They do.
From what I understand.
They do. It connects to your kernel of your computer. It's in your computer forever.
Oh, well, that makes sense.
So if you like invasive software on your computer, then yeah, you'll like it. It's pretty good.
Okay, hold on. Let me ask you something. If the solution to banning cheaters in every single video game meant you had to install a kernel onto your PC, would you do it?
Yeah, install some software to your kernel, to like the bare bones of PC. Right. Yes, I would do it. I would. It's just Valorant is...
There you go. Problem solved.
Yeah. Valorant
so you have to install that in order to even play the game, though, correct?
Yes.
Okay. I'm okay with that. I'm like, you know what? Fair enough. Take my data, but at least the cheaters are banned. I don't care.
Yeah, I know. I wish I wish Counter-Strike would do something like that, because Counter-Strike right now is in the midst of a big controversy regarding hackers.
Oh, they're back?
And their Premier League, Counter-Strike's or Valve's Premier League. Yeah.
Right. They're back and better than ever.
It's 2001 again.
Counter-Strike, well, yeah, and Counter-Strike used to be like heavily, if you wanted to play a game that you knew was not roaming with cheaters, you had to use third-party software.
That's what got me into console gaming, honestly.
Was it because of the cheaters on Counter-Strike, or?
Cheaters on Counter-Strike. And every game, multiplayer gaming on console, I should say. Cheaters on Counter-Strike is what got me. I remember when Counter-Strike in 2012, CSGO came to Xbox 360 and PS3, I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah, and then you played it, you're like, ugh.
No, I loved it.
No, it was awful.
Awesome.
It's terrible.
It was awesome.
It's so bad.
But it is Counter-Strike. It is a 0.5 version of CSGO, but it feels like Counter-Strike on console. There's nothing else that feels remotely like Counter-Strike on console. Nothing. Not even.
Yeah, but if you have half of Counter-Strike, do you really have Counter-Strike?
Yeah, you do.
Okay.
You got also Half-Life is a game you should play. James has never played Half-Life.
Never played Half-Life. I've seen a lot of it. I've seen many people play through it.
There's so much red on this video. I'm buttoning it up.
Yeah, there's a lot of red. I'm all redded out.
Yeah, and MMOs. You don't like MMOs.
No. How about...
Yeah, come up with one
never mind.
On the spot.
That doesn't matter.
Total War. The Total War franchise. Total War Rome.
Right. Okay.
Shogun, stuff like that.
You know what I used to
like those games? Those games are awesome.
You know what I used to play? Which is going to sound really stupid. One of the first games I bought when I bought my Nintendo Switch was Civilization 6.
Civ 6?
And man, did I hate it.
Yeah.
It's hard. Here's the thing about Civ. One, you have to like that sort of thing. Two,
you have to not be able to sleep either.
Right, and I didn't know if I really liked that sort of thing. I was feeling like a city builder for some reason at that point. And then two, for whatever reason, it's hard. Civ is not an easy game for me. I get those barbarians come in and they pillage my town like it's nothing.
Last Civ game I played was Civ 5, and it's when they started introducing the hexagonal.
Yeah. Right.
Civ 4 is awesome. One of my all-time favorite games, Civ 4, for sure.
Shout out Sid Meier.
That guy's pretty good.
Is he alive still?
And you know what else is the final PC game you should love? Kingdom Come Deliverance.
Hold on. That's not what we're going to... Is Sid Meier alive or not?
Yeah, I think so.
He is? He made a golf game, too. Did you know that?
I don't know.
And Pirates. Remember, that's your favorite Pirates video game.
One of my all-time favorite games. I like the
Shout out Sid.
remake.
Sid, hey... Like and subscribe, Sid.
It's been remade.
We love you.
Times.
Sid Meier.
Hey,
you ever heard of Kingdom Come? I have, and I remember one of my favorite first missions is you throw poop at some guy's wall.
You throw poop at the German that's talking crap about
and he's
king.
like, "Oh, I just freshly painted that wall." And then he got to run away. You got to run away and run around.
You don't have to throw poop on him. Henry is the character you play.
Right. And, so, given the option in the third mission of the game, you're like, "Nah, I'm going to abstain from throwing crap on this guy's wall." Right.
That game came out, I don't know, probably 6 years ago. It still looks phenomenal on a good PC. Ooh, it might be one of the best looking games out there. It runs on Crytek, or the CryEngine from Crytek.
Right. No longer exists, by the way. Crytek dead.
No, they're still good.
No, they're dead.
No, you're talking about their publisher dying, but Crytek still owns the rights. They're still making Crysis 3.
Who's the publisher?
I think it was Embracer, right?
I thought Crytek died.
No.
Because Rise Son of Rome came out.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Killed him. Absolutely annihilated him because it didn't sell very well because the Xbox One didn't sell very well.
Yeah.
And then I thought it killed them. Maybe they just make...
Then they made Crysis remasters. They made Hunt Showdown.
Can I be honest with you?
A couple other games. And their engine is still kicking.
Can I be honest with you?
Yeah. You don't know what you're talking about?
Nope. Crysis? Talk about overrated games. Those games are not great. Not great.
I don't know anybody who thinks that they're great. I love the Crysis. I love Crysis 1, 2, and 3. Crysis 1 was extremely special. Extremely.
I can see that because of how...
But I love Crysis 2 a lot.
Yeah, 2 is good. 2 is my favorite one that I played for sure. Yeah. 3 was very eh. I remember 1, it was kind of very... What's the word? Controversial because nobody could run it on the current software that was available, or the current hardware that was available for PC.
Yeah.
So they made something that was way out of line with what the market was having.
My friend had a baller PC and he was playing it, and it was like, I was like, hey man, like, let's just lower the textures so we could play it at a decent frame rate.
It was playing at 24 frames. It was like a movie.
I love Crysis. It's a very special game.
That makes
There's not a lot of games that do that. What Crysis did, and that was come out of nowhere and blow all these AAA, all these great developers that were, toiling away with trying to repeat Half-Life 2.
That's true.
And it came out and it just blew everybody away.
When did the first one come out? Was it
2007? Well, I think it was 2006.
2007.
It was that year that a bunch of games came out.
Yeah, 2007 is very famous because it was Assassin's Creed, it was Halo 3, it was
and
Half-Life
Call of Duty
2.
4.
I think Half-Life 2 came out too.
Half-Life 2 was 2005.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Or 4.
Hold on, I'll Google it. Right, Google it.
Google that.
Googling it.
I hate it. Just brave it.
Let's see. Googling it. Let's see. Crysis came out. The original Crysis came out on.
Oh, what are you reading? Never click that site ever again.
Let's go ahead and. First one came out.
It goes, hey, the Crysis. You ever heard about that game? Well, one time this game was really cool.
2007.
Yeah, I was right. Just listen to me.
Sometimes if you're wrong, I don't want to just throw misinformation out there.
The comments will shred me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, and they should. And they should shred you if you're wrong. So yeah, Crysis. It's
we were talking about Kingdom Come. So that bring a Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 last week, right after we recorded.
Yeah, they released a trailer.
Their trailer and a bunch of
True Kingdom Come stuff.
What's it called when a developer inside the story, the inside story?
Oh yeah, I know. The behind the scenes, the making of Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
And the guy who plays Henry, the motion capture and voice actor, I had no idea it looked exactly like him. Like he looks exactly.
Is Henry the main character?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
they're still following. They're still following.
Hey, Sexy Biscuit. I was like, who's this? Wow, that's Henry. Wow.
They're following the same character then.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It's really cool. There's a lot of returning characters. I thought the trailer looked fantastic. James is not a fan. You weren't a fan of the first one.
I've tried to start that game so many times.
And I will tell you.
That one sits in the same echelon for me as Prey, where I'm I've started this game so many times and I cannot get through a certain point where I'm just ugh. I feel
weighing
on me.
Yeah, they do have a similar thing where there's a beginning, I guess,
slog of a prologue.
It's not a slog. I don't think
the intro is cool.
The intro, you do one mission before it really kicks off.
Yeah,
and the mission consists of going to the bar to get some stuff, going to get nails from somebody. So you
have to go collect money.
Yeah, you have to collect money.
And he's I'm not giving you nothing.
There's it teaches you how to barter. It teaches you how to do all this stuff, and it teaches you how to fight. And this is what gets people off the game.
Right.
Is the fighting, the combat.
Yeah.
What they don't tell you, which I think they should tell you, is don't worry, you're going to get beat up a lot in the beginning.
Right.
You're not a Mary Sue character, which is...
What's a Mary Sue character?
The male is the Gary Stu, is a character that it's a film term, but it's in book term. It's a character who has no flaws, is already professional right off the bat.
I got what you're saying.
So if you were playing Mega Man is
big time Gary Stu guy.
As he is in the very beginning, as he's in the end of the game.
Big time Master Chief.
So you don't go through any. So Henry goes through a big training.
Yeah.
Kind of roller coaster throughout the game. It's awesome. By the end of the game, you're awesome. You can beat up anybody.
It plays the song from the second Rocky movie.
And not just because your skills get better, which they do, but you get better.
Right.
Because it's a hard game
the combat
to
system. The combat system is weird.
Think of Chivalry.
It's hard. I was thinking more For Honor, but harder.
Yes. Chivalry or For Honor.
Yeah. But it's just a hurdle where I'm and dude, here's the thing. I like playing Gary Stu.
Yeah.
I like playing Gary Stu character. Master Chief, sign me up.
Yeah.
Easy.
For sure.
It's easy to remember, easy to do.
Master Chief is a perfect Gary Stu. There's really nothing. There's no flaws.
His name's John.
There's no flaws at all with Master Chief.
He gets his Magnum at the first level of the game in the first one.
Yeah.
And it's the best gun in the
game. It's not. The sniper's better.
I'm a Magnum guy all the way.
Yeah. That's what I like too.
Did they have a trailer? Did they have a release date for this?
It said 2024. That's another thing I wanted to bring up. I like that they revealed it and were like, hey, it's coming out this year.
That's good. Good for them.
Good.
Shout out. Here's the thing I will say. I do think this is a very cool. I also don't think that because it is based on a true story. Well, they put it in the timeline of a true event. Yeah.
Bohemia, which is in Czech Republic.
Medieval times.
Modern day Czech Republic.
And the problem, I'm not hugely interested in that time period, to be honest with you, which is kind of maybe the push off for me as well.
For sure. I got you.
But I you know what? How long is it? Because every time I download it, I'm like, I'm going to play this. I'm going to play this.
It's not long.
Maybe I'll make it my summer game.
There is DLC. The DLC is fantastic in this game, by the way. But if you skip the DLC, I think if you bought the game, I think it all comes as one now. Mm-hmm. But if you skip the DLC and skip the side quests, I think you should do a couple side quests. You should definitely hunt in this game because this is my favorite hunting simulator.
I've heard
what I do
really
all the time in this game. I get to the part where you have to hunt and then you can't be, you're hunting in someone else's property, so you get fines, and so people start to come after you and you start to kill them. And then you're like, you start to slowly become a psychopath in this game. You'll sneak into their house, suffocate people, steal their stuff. This game is fantastic, but the hunting is really, really good.
It sounds like the modern version, or not modern version. Well, yeah, the modern version of medieval times Fable.
Yeah,
where your village burns down, you leave, and you can do weird stuff where you're hunting on somebody else's property, and then kill them all, and then you become a bad guy.
Yeah, I remember I stumbled upon somebody who I had to get money from, I think, and he was burying something. And then I found out what he was burying. He was covering bodies up. And I, of course, looted the bodies. I stole an awesome sword. And then I killed that guy. And then I found out later, and I might be wrong, but I found out later that it was like his family. He was just burying his family.
Oh, I'm a psychopath. What is wrong with you?
Oh, this game is great.
Actually, maybe he was like, you know what, take me.
I know.
Take me. I want my whole family's dead from getting in the cold.
It's also one of those games where it's like, it's the same kind of simulator term that I always forget, especially with Prey. If you kill somebody, you can get blood on your shirt. And if you don't wash your shirt, people can either be really intimidated by you or people will be afraid of you. And you'll be like, really? Why? I just bought, potions from this guy last week. Why is he hating me? Like, I have blood all over myself.
Sorry. I was hunting.
It's really cool. Anyways,
and then if you stub your toe, you die at the age of 35.
Kingdom Come Deliverance 2.
Maybe I'll make this my summer game. I'll do it.
If you want to play it
over the summer,
play it on your new PC that you buy.
I'm still not sold. Sorry.
Well, you're going to be playing this in 30 frames, by the way. They have never updated this.
I thought they did a Series X update.
No, they never did. You can change the FOV, but
maybe
that helps a lot.
Maybe it's coming soon with the second one.
I was just going to say that, James. If you Warhorse, if you don't release your last game with the upgrade, you're going to miss a huge opportunity.
Oh, that's the name of the developer.
Warhorse, yeah.
Okay. I thought you were talking about the movie from Steven Spielberg.
Another
Steven Spielberg movie.
Extremely overrated. Sorry.
Yeah, I didn't like it. That's also a book. Apparently, the book's really good. Yeah. Anyway, so that's pretty much the news.
We're going to talk a lot about games releasing this week.
There's a lot of stuff, a lot of good stuff coming out. So let's do
games releasing this week.
Fallout 4. Oh man, it's getting a next gen update. I am excited.
Finally,
I'm gonna play the heck out of this. There's new stuff in there. They're gonna have new. They have an Enclave quest line that you can follow.
That's a new one, right?
Yeah, that's a brand new quest line. And then there's Enclave power armor that they're adding and stuff. And then as well as.
How about
that? I like putting my hand on the mic stand. It's just nice and comfy.
I know what it makes rubbing down.
Well, we'll see.
Okay.
And then I think they're adding some more. They're just updating it. It's gonna be sick. I'm gonna play it again. Once it comes out the 25th.
The biggest update.
Yeah.
No, you forgot.
Oh, sorry.
60 frames per second.
Yeah, 60 frames per second. Never had an issue because I'm a normal human being. And yeah, I'm excited for it to come out. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna get my power armor once I get out of. This is gonna be my third playthrough, I think, of Fallout 4. Because I only played it twice, and I'm gonna do a different faction this time. Yeah. I did Institute twice.
I might actually play.
Because I love my son.
I always get to the part where Preston comes and runs around and tells you to build a bunch of dumb stuff.
There's a settlement that needs your help. I'll mark it on your map.
I always quit at that point.
The bane of your existence.
And there was always a lot of glitches, and I didn't.
Yeah, it was not. It's a Bethesda game.
So there's on Xbox, there's a lot of mods to this game. I wonder if they're going to be broken.
They're going to be nuked. They are absolutely 100,000% going to be nuked.
So they're probably on it. They're probably upgrading it for the 60 frames and the new update. They have to be. Or
I would hope so.
Bethesda is masochistic. Why would you not tell your biggest community that there's something coming?
But they can't tell the modders, but then not tell the fans.
Yeah. You can NDA some modders. Why not?
Some of them, but there's so many mods in there. There's no way. No way.
No, there's probably about 10 modders or 10 to 20 modders that really make a difference in that community.
Yeah, right. But then there's other modders that are like, hey, here's a mod for all the characters' clothes to come off.
Here's some anime hair.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
did you say all their clothes come off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's another mod in there you got to worry about.
There's no nudity mods on Xbox, but you can you could change the underwear on them.
Oh.
You're like, wow, who's
the modder and how do I get to them?
They really got to Victoria's Secret somewhere.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Fallout 4 next gen update.
I'm excited, actually.
Yeah, so am I. I'm gonna play the heck out of this game because I watched the TV show and I'm addicted.
Real quick, do you know if 76 is gonna get an update? Because that runs at 30 frames on console and it's awful.
I don't think so because they're still continually updating that game. So I don't know if they're getting a next gen update or not. I doubt it.
I like how they say next gen.
Right.
This was next gen 4 or 5 years ago.
But it didn't come out when this gen was out. Fallout 4 didn't.
No, it came out last gen.
Yeah, it came out. So it's next gen for them for Fallout 4. It's next gen. It's pretty cool. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. You know what's funny is I've been watching some. I can't believe I'm about to say this out loud, and I'm gonna hate myself because I'm gonna play it and I'm gonna hate it because I knew I shouldn't have done this. But I've been seeing a lot of Fallout 76 content, and I was like, maybe I should give this a try again.
Oh, did you try it?
No, I haven't tried it yet.
Man,
because I don't want to get into 76 and then immediately leave to go play Fallout 4.
Well, I wanted to try it. I wanted somebody to try it. Our good buddy Floyd, who works with us, he loves Fallout. I asked him if he tried it, and he said no. I was like, dang it.
Yeah.
Even he didn't. But everybody seems. I think they had their most concurrent players ever.
That makes sense, right?
So, chat.
But I've also heard they've done a lot of good stuff for that game, which. Starting from 0 and working to 4 is not that great, but you know.
I was a huge fan of their battle royale.
Dude,
while watching it. I like the followers or the streamers that I follow. They started playing that, and I was like, hey, I like that. It was a very slow moving battle royale. It lasted hours, I think.
That's the most asinine comment you've ever made on this show.
I thought it was cool.
When they announced that at I can't even remember which E3 that was, but they announced that.
It might have been QuakeCon.
No, it was E3 because I remember watching it. I remember watching it with it was a group watch or something, and I remember seeing that and I'm like, man, Bethesda's never been more down bad because now they're just pandering to a bigger audience because they know 76 is not selling well. But to each their own, I guess. You weirdo.
Phantom Fury. That's the sequel to Ion Fury. You remember that game? Did you?
Absolutely.
Is a boomer shooter is what they like to call it.
What does that mean? For older generation?
It's like a new game that kind of resembles the old Quake games, basically.
Okay.
Quake, all those shooters.
No.
It was actually really good, and the reviews are coming out of Phantom Fury, and they are saying that this game is practically a retelling of Half-Life, like Half-Life 1.
So I should just play Phantom Fury instead?
You might. I mean, no, not at all. But you might like it. I don't know. I really like Ion Fury, and maybe I'll pick this up. I thought it was really good. So then the sequel came out of nowhere. I didn't think they were making another one, but it came out.
Phantom Fury. Okay. Pools.
This is one I'm so excited. I forgot to tell you to watch this trailer.
Is this Pool Simulator?
No.
What is it?
Okay, this is a game called Pools. P-O-O-L.
Right.
S.
And it's not a billiards game.
And it's a horror game.
What?
And you are in a gigantic
pool
facility that has indoor pools in it.
Oh, I think I know.
And slides.
I know what this is.
It's very eerie. Supposedly, I don't buy it. There are no monsters in this game. You just walk.
That's cool.
Through these extremely isolated
Oh,
it's like being in a gigantic gym pool with the lights off. Right. And just the pool lights on.
It's like there's a phobia for it that I can't think of the word of.
This game, I have a phobia of swimming pools. Not swimming pools,
gigantophobia.
And in the trailer, a guy jumps in and the water is really dark and he pops up and he's like inside of a pool. He's like in a facility pool room that has a bunch of houses that are like being flooded in the pool.
Oh, okay.
It's a very eerie, extremely creepy.
It plugs on your submechanophobia as well.
Yeah. There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
And one of the most interesting trailers I've ever seen in my entire life.
I'm going to look this up because this is very intriguing.
Yes.
You've sold me.
Imagine pitching this. We're going to make a game about pools. Well, what do you do? Is it a pool simulator or like a pool? What is a pool guy simulator?
Yeah, I want that to be a thing too. By the way,
you have to mix the chlorine and the balance, get the pH balance.
Clean the pool, relay the wrap.
Yeah, that would be pretty fun. But no, this is just you walk. It's a walking simulator horror game that you just walk through pools. You can go down some slides.
I mean, I'm in.
But it's not fun. That's what I like about this game, because if you change the lighting and you change the sound and music, like this is a kid's game. Like kids would love this game, but the way they do it is very scary looking.
One of my biggest fear. See, I don't have a huge fear of like. So yours is like pools at night, like indoor pools at night. Yeah,
that is. I don't know if you ever saw that movie. It Follows.
Yeah.
Remember the ending in the pool, and they try to they try to get the ghost to come into the pool, and there's one girl sitting in the pool. That is terrifying for me. That is a complete nightmare.
The only fear that I have of that is if you're like underwater, which I have no idea how this would happen. But if you're like swimming and there's like a tarp that goes over it and you get stuck under the tarp and then you drown, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I tried to test that one day, and I just jumped right through the tarp, and someone's mom got mad at me.
Right, they're not made of stainless steel. I mean, it's pretty.
I just jumped in and right through, and I was like, "Whoops!"
I'm gonna look this trailer up though. You've sold me on this.
Oh man,
I'm gonna play it.
Trailer of the year so far.
Trailer of the year
so far. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of other trailers that really blew me away.
So last year, I thought the monkey was the
Monkey Man.
Tale to the West. It's the Chinese game coming out.
Wukong. Yeah.
That trailer was really good. That came out like in November though, and nothing I've seen.
What about GTA 6? I mean, we got to talk about GTA 6.
That came out this year. That was a great trailer.
We got to talk about. Yeah, I mean that's got to be up there for trailer of the year.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay, so pools, and then we have Manor Lords.
Manor Lords, medieval strategy game that combines deep, organic, and realistic city building with large scale.
Wow, everything battles. I hate about Kingdom Come Deliverance multiplied.
No, this is it's like imagine Kingdom Come Deliverance but pulled back
with Civ.
With Civilization.
You're telling me to imagine or imagine Civilization, but then you just get stuck in the Middle Ages.
Why do games release and reveals release and movies do this too with the same theme at the same time? You ever notice that?
Yeah, there's always
there's the Volcano movie and Dante's Peak.
Yeah, they're called twin movies.
Yeah, twin game stuff. They do that all the time.
I mean, it's a little bit harder because there's so many games that release.
True.
But I can see what you're saying. Like, there's definitely if there's a famous, you can kind of put it with like a famous movie that had released beforehand. Yeah. So like when Saving Private Ryan came out or Band of Brothers came out right around the same time. Right after that, it was like, okay, Medal of Honor is going to start making World War II games with exactly the same thing. Call of Duty. Yeah, like there was all that. And then there's always one movie that does that and then kind of sets off a bunch of different games. And games too, like Half-Life.
Yeah.
Doom, Quake, they all kind of try to become that.
Something's ringing in my ear. Sorry.
Oh, tinnitus.
No, it's not tinnitus.
Oh.
Maybe a bug. Anyways, let's move on.
That's happened to me, by the way.
Top Spin 2K25. You're really looking...
I once got a bug in my ear.
Oh, no.
I was sleeping, and it got in my ear, and you could hear it in my eardrum.
It's disgusting.
It was the most scared I've ever been. I thought there was a jet taking off right next to my house. Top Spin!
Tennis game.
Oh, okay, so here's the thing. I don't play tennis. I've never been good at tennis.
Here's another thing. Tennis games have not changed since the original tennis on NES in 1985.
I don't want to hear this. Tennis game coming out. I'm going to play the tennis game. Tennis I don't play tennis. I'm not very good at tennis, but man, you can suck me in with a good tennis. I barely watch tennis. Almost never. But I saw this tennis game.
Like tennis games too.
I'm going to play this.
Yeah.
I'm going to play the heck out of this.
The last good tennis game I played was Wii Tennis. I thought that was great.
Yeah, that's the most innovative.
Everything else
that's the most innovative tennis game since tennis on the NES.
I played a tennis game on VR. I thought that was pretty cool, but I almost broke my controller because I hit my ceiling.
Whoops.
Yeah. No, there are a bunch of games, tennis games. Topspin, I think, was always the top of the
top spin.
Yep,
the top of the heap.
It was an original Xbox game.
Yeah,
originally.
Yeah,
but it's the same mechanics as the original Nintendo game in Mario Tennis. It's just you hold a button for your power, you let go, and you use the directional pad or the joystick to move the ball.
I'm imagining it.
It's all timing and
all doing the smiling.
I guess you could say that about tennis in general.
You could say that about almost any sports game, though.
No.
Yes, you can. Baseball, it's been like that.
You're going to have to really do something different for me to be interested.
The golf games have all been like that?
No, the golf games have gone through many iterations. Many.
The only different one was Super Mario Golf.
No.
And that's because you get pickups.
You also got Hot Shots Golf, changed the game. You never even played that.
Yeah, that's the one with the really scary characters.
Nah,
and I hate them.
They're cute anime characters. What are you talking about?
No,
Scary.
They're terrifying.
Okay.
Like their look is terrifying.
And then
they just came out with a newer one, like in PS4.
Who did?
Hot Shots Golf. There was a PS4 one that came out.
I think they call it something different now.
They probably do. But
there's in terrifying. In Japan, it's called something else, but
not Hot Shots.
It's like Everybody Golf.
Everybody's Golf. Yeah, that's what it is.
But okay, the last game that's coming out.
Stellar Blade.
One of the biggest games of the year, PlayStation exclusive. Mm-hmm. This game has already sold a bunch. Not a fan of pre-ordering games, but I think this game deserves it.
He's going to pre-order it. You're going to pre-order it.
So when you release a game, or if you're making a game that is new, a new IP, it's a big budget game, make a demo.
Yeah.
That demo was fantastic. It's what got a lot of people to pre-order this game, among a bunch of other factors, like people really wanting a third-person action game that isn't, what's it called?
God of War?
Elden Ring and FromSoft games.
Yeah.
People want a Devil May Cry style action adventure
Well, it's a very Japanese inspired third-person action adventure game.
Yeah.
For sure. By the way, speaking of that, that's the end of our notable games releasing this week. Yeah. Number one. Hey, really quickly.
Yeah.
I just thought about this.
You go ahead.
Meta. They make video games.
Yes, they do.
They make VR.
Well,
they do VR
hardware and.
Why didn't they, when they were releasing either the MetaQuest or the newer versions of the MetaQuest, do the same thing that the Wii did? Why didn't they make like a sports-centric tie-in game to introduce people to Meta?
That's a good idea.
Like they should have done a baseball game. They should have done a tennis game, a bowling game. I
will say that when it comes to VR, you have to, and new players, you have to mind the play space.
Right.
And not everybody has room to play a baseball game.
But the thing is, like we all thought that same thing for Wii Sports.
Yeah, you're right.
And then eventually,
and look at all those TVs.
Yeah, exactly. Well, but the other thing is too, people eventually figured out how to game the system where you're just sitting down doing this the whole time.
Yeah. Well, that wasn't really one-to-one. That was it was kind of gimmicky.
Yeah.
But it's still fun. I like the Wii Sports. Wii Sports is awesome.
It's one of the great, it's probably the greatest tie-in game ever made. But, console tie-in game? Almost certainly.
Did Halo? No, Halo didn't come
Halo
out.
was separate. There may have been a Mario game in there somewhere.
Well, Super Mario Brothers. So in the original Nintendo era, games crashed.
Right.
The gaming industry crashed, and then it was brought back to life with Nintendo and Mario Brothers. So a lot of people were wanting to buy a Nintendo Entertainment System with Mario Brothers, so it was a pack-in for most people. Right. It was, when we bought one, it came with Mario Brothers.
But for all the Wiis, it was always Wii Sports. You always got Wii Sports.
Yeah, and nobody has that case.
Yeah, true.
My Wii Sports
case
disc or game is worth a lot. The case that it comes in is worth, I don't know, 10 to 20 times more than the disc itself.
Mm-hmm. And nobody wants it. Anybody comes after us says Wii Sports Resort, get out of here. Okay, we're talking original Wii Sports here, not Wii Sports Resort. We don't want to go fencing. We don't want to play basketball. I want to play tennis. I want to play baseball. I want to play bowling. I want to golf. What was the last one? And I want to box. That's
the
what I
boxing
want to
was just spamming. It was fun though.
Yeah, it was great. So Meta should have done that.
Yeah, they could have.
They could have done a boxing game.
They went with like experiences like climbing and
come on, man,
rowing your boat.
Boring. Well, that speaking of that, those are games those are experiences you don't really need a whole lot of space for. By the way,
true. That's true.
Second thing, really quickly, Knuckles the movie.
Yeah,
that's coming out like within the next week.
Yeah,
reviewing very well.
I heard it was awful.
I cannot believe that we live in a world where we're getting a Knuckles movie, and from what I understand, and then that's like usually Metacritic or OpenCritic, they're getting decent reviews. I think the game stuff, it's officially dead. I think you can make good video game movies now. Yeah. I think it's over. We've done it.
Sonic is so beyond gaming, though.
Well, yeah, Sonic's garbage, but they made a good movie out of it.
I don't know.
Remember the original trailer for Sonic, and everybody was so angry because he looked really weird. Oh my god, that was one of the great.
I want that cut. Someone has to find that cut.
That's a great. Wow, that's
Sonic
a great
went through
point.
a redesign a week before it was supposed to come out.
That's such a good point. So there has to be some sort of director's cut that has the original.
Sonic looked horrifying.
I didn't even think about that.
He had squinty eyes. He had realistic skin.
Yeah, the fur was real. Like, yeah, ugh. Makes me want to throw up every time I think about it.
Yeah,
he was skinny.
I have to find the version of Cats where everybody is. What is it? Naked?
Is that a thing?
Yeah, the movie Cats, not the play.
Not the play. The very famous
movie.
Play.
They had to do the same thing like Sonic. The version. Like I think.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Naked, I think. Like if you look hard enough, you can see everything.
I don't remember.
Something like that.
Yeah, that's. I mean, I wouldn't.
There's a
lot of good lost media out there for that.
Yeah,
we need the Sonic cut.
Yeah.
All right, what we're playing this week?
I wanted to talk a lot about this, but we only have 7 minutes.
Do your thing. Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah,
you're playing Beyond Good and Evil.
Yeah,
remember the second trailer? Remember the trailer for the second one? I bring this up all the time.
Yeah, but can I start with my game? Sorry, for God's sake.
I'm excited.
First, I want to talk about X Defiant because I played the beta, open beta, or it was a stress test. They like to say.
Heard it was good.
And you know what? They really did make some pretty big jumps. The game mode that is Overwatch-like, the escort mode, I thought that was really good.
Right.
It was done really well. Now this could have been the stress testing, but the hit registration is still off. So you can really feel it if you go to the range and you start firing on a target, and you'll notice every 8 bullets, 1
misses.
Doesn't register. Yeah. That happens a lot, especially when you're actually playing. You're like, oh, I should have killed that guy. Yeah, you should have. Ubisoft needs to fix that. If they don't fix that, it's going to be a disaster. If they do fix it, if they get the mechanics down where your hit registration and everything is on point, they can have a really good hit, a really good free-to-play hit. This might save you, Ubisoft.
Bad name.
Because you were dying quickly.
Didn't they make the finals?
No.
Bad name.
What, X Defiant?
Terrible name.
Yeah.
Truly a dreadful name.
At this point, don't change the name because everybody knows it's so bad and they know it. They know the name. And they've heard of this bad name, so don't change it.
If you shorten this, it could be an algebra equation.
Just call it maybe
anything else. Honestly, anything else.
Can't call it Defiance because it's already a game.
Right.
All right. That's what I played. It was only for a day. They said a weekend, but I logged in the next day and server was down. I bought Rise of the Ronin.
Mm-hmm.
This game has been getting a bad reputation since its release. Maybe not a bad one, but
mediocre.
I would say they're comparing it to Ghost of Tsushima. I understand that because it's a open world game that takes place in Japan,
feudal Japan. Yeah,
but you shouldn't really look at it like that. You should definitely. It's an open world, but it extremely pushes it pushes you forward. It holds your hand, I should say. It's not so open worldy that you think it is.
You shouldn't look at it the way they made the game.
How the game is trying to push you, and you'll love it. The combat makes Ghost of Tsushima look terrible Because I love the combat in Ghost of Tsushima, but it really isn't much of anything. It's very cinematic and it's supposed to be cinematic.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Rise of Rome or whatever that's
It's supposed to look like a Toriyama film.
The Rome is, what is that?
Rise of Rome. Or Rise of, yeah.
Rome.
What is that movie called?
That game.
Rise, Son of Rome.
Son of Rome.
Rise,
Rise, Son of Rome. It's like that where
Bad
the combat
alert.
is very shallow. It's just very
Cinematic, yeah.
Cinematic.
Yeah.
Now with Rise of the Ronin, it feels like Ninja Gaiden. 100%.
I think it's just preference because I would probably prefer Ghost Combat than Ninja
maybe.
or than Rise of Ronin.
This game also feels very video gamey, which I like. I love Ninja Team Ninja. There's a flair that they have, a flavor that is really, really Japanese, and I love it. And so nothing is more Japanese video gamey than samurai swinging a katana.
Yeah, true.
And ninjas.
Beyond Good and Evil.
So like ninjas were everywhere. I love this game. And then I love my purchase. This is I'm happy I bought this game. So happy.
Okay.
It's a great game.
Beyond Good and Evil.
Beyond Good and Evil. I don't know if you've ever played this game.
I saw the trailer and I was like, wow, I should play the first one. Never did.
I saw that there was a 25th anniversary or 20th anniversary coming out, and it was leaked, and what was leaked was looking terrible.
Of the second one?
No,
Or the first one?
It's a remaster.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
This is a HD remake. It was back when 360 was just HD remaking a bunch of games for their arcade lineup.
Shout out Resident Evil.
I bought it. It's backwards compatible on Xbox One and Xbox Series. I played it with Odin, my son, and he liked it. And it's a really cool story of a girl, woman,
Monkey Man,
who runs a shelter, orphanage of all these little animal characters, and she is a photographer. So a lot of it is take pictures and fight with a bow staff, and it's really cool. And there's like a really cool political story, and it's awesome. It's about like media controlling everybody's minds and stuff.
And there's the monkey guy.
And there's the pig guy, Paige.
There's a monkey guy in the second one. Then maybe that's. But they communicate in the second one where they're okay.
That was a CG trailer though. And then I played Kingdom Come Deliverance. I only played it for a little bit because I watched a trailer and wanted to get into it. 30 frames a second on console, can't do it. Except for Beyond Good and Evil. It runs at 60 actually.
I think whenever I wear this shirt, that my collar looks like two cannolis.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? Look, doesn't it? On the screen. Looks like I got two cannolis on my...
Like two cannolis you don't want to eat at all, or you get some weird disease.
I would love... I don't know the last time I had a cannoli. I love cannolis. Borderlands 3. That's what I'm playing. I'm playing it with my brother.
Terrible game.
Borderlands 3 is not as good as the second one, but I think there's a very large... Like, they had to live up to a lot, because Borderlands 2 is one of the greatest games ever made, in my opinion. Really... I would say really launched the looter shooter genre into what it would later become, which is now like Destiny and any other looter shooter you can think of, to be honest with you.
I think looter shooter, that term is almost, I know what you mean. When you say looter shooter, I think of Borderlands. Now when people say looter shooter, they might think of extraction shooters.
Now, see, I don't think of extraction. That's a different, that's different.
I've just read that it,
I would say The Division was a looter shooter.
For sure.
So yeah, I think that the second one was amazing. One of the greatest games ever made, in my opinion. Handsome Jack is an iconic villain in that story.
Yeah, he's fun.
And they really just don't, especially with the gap that they had from 2 to 3, the follow-up is just not as good as you would have expected it to be.
I have a question for you, James.
What?
How unfunny is Borderlands 3?
Yeah, it's not the funniest. They're trying to make especially the villains, they're really trying to poke fun at like the whole streamer culture and the YouTuber culture and stuff like that with these villains, and it does not land very well. It doesn't land nearly. It almost just. And by all means, I'm not trying to defend streamers, because I do think they are cringy at times.
Oh yeah.
But it just comes off as pretentious and not knowing what they're talking about when they're doing a lot of the jokes and stuff. And they're just like, and because of the way that they took the villains in that sense, they're just not scary. Like Handsome Jack, like every time you communicate with Handsome Jack in those games, he gave a shiver down your spine. Yeah. Like this dude's truly insane. he will do anything. Like the cutscene when he kills, spoilers, when he kills Angel and then the guy from the first one, whose names I can't remember, who's being played by Kevin Hart in the movie. But he kills him. Like you can really get an anger out of it. In this one, there's none of that. It doesn't feel like that at all, and it just kind of feels like it's a running joke.
Everything falls flat in that game.
Yeah, it's not. I will say this: the combat's still really good.
Yeah,
the combat's amazing. I don't think they could have missed on the combat if they were using the same stuff. It still plays very well in terms of combat and everything like that. But yeah, just a lot of the direction that they go, it's not nearly as interesting. Like the world building's not nearly as interesting.
When this game came out, the menu system and the inventory system was completely broken, and I hated it.
It's still, and the other thing is they got rid of the weapon wheel, which does not make any sense to me. When you're carrying 4 weapons at a time, the fact that you have to swap through all 4 does not make any sense.
Why?
But it's just annoying. Like I should be able to just weapon wheel over.
Gotcha.
And then you can swap between the 2 that you have selected.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any sense to have to swap 4 times to get back to another weapon. It's really silly, and the fact that they replaced it with like I think a marking system also doesn't really make a lot of sense.
When Borderlands 3 came out, that's when I realized a lot of people did online, I guess, that modern video games and their controls and their menu controls were completely broken. And I remember, and then God of War came out before that. And God of War, when you press start to go through your map and all that stuff, the UI and the menu was just so bad.
Yeah.
Borderlands 3 came out. I was like, this has to just stop.
The other thing is too with Borderlands is Borderlands 3, and the other Borderlands games did this as well. But the way going back to the way your UI works, but the having to constantly open your map to figure out which direction you need to go is something that is so obsolete, especially in just the previous 5 years. The fact that came out with that game was really confusing. I still think there's some cool quests. I think there are unique side missions that you can do in that game that are somewhat memorable, but a lot of the main story just really does fall flat.
The art direction is always going to be good. I love that.
Yeah, the cell shade looks amazing. Always looked amazing, and I love that part of it as well. But yeah, it's just disappointing when you compare it to, like, I can go back and play Borderlands 2 all the time.
I like Borderlands 1. Borderlands 1 has this awesome edge to it, and it's a lot more gorier than you remember.
That's true.
People's skin, their skin on their face melts off if you do the toxic ammo. Yeah. And they just start screaming, and they do the whole Raiders of the Lost Ark skin melting, eyes pop out. It's really cool.
I like Borderlands. I also think it's because it was very unique at the time. Like the cell shade wasn't something that you saw in modern games at that point.
Yeah, not in shooters.
The story was cool.
Well, 13 did it, so on Xbox.
13?
Yeah, on Xbox.
My point's proven. But yeah, I've been playing Borderlands with my brother. I'm still going to play it. I'm going to play it all the way through because I don't remember a lot of that game when I first played it. This is a second playthrough for me. So I'm going to play through all of it. I'm going to have fun because I'm playing with my brother.
Good. I like playing with my brother too. My brothers. My brother. I have. My older brother likes to play co-op games. 6 Days in Fallujah and Helldivers. Like he loves those games. I like them too. And then my younger brother likes to play just one game, possibly 2 games sometimes, but usually 1 game per decade.
Counter-Strike.
And it's usually a hyper competitive game, and he usually masters it or becomes some sort of professional at it. Right now, it's been Overwatch for a long time, so it's probably going to be something new soon.
Yeah, dude. I'm hoping he changes.
Hopefully, it's Valorant when it comes to console. If it ever does.
I don't think that's ever going to happen. League's not coming to console anytime soon, so I don't know why they would do Valorant.
Well, it is. League is on mobile. They have whatever it's called on mobile, and the Valorant is coming to mobile. So I think if you bring your game to mobile, you should be able to.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. Isn't the people that make Valorant, that's a Chinese company, correct?
No, it's an American company, but
it is?
They are majority owned by Tencent.
Right, okay.
Chinese company.
And they make a ton of money off of mobile.
Games,
yeah, so.
And putting spyware on your computer.
Right, which, if it gets rid of cheaters, though, we'll do it. Okay,
we agree on that.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is going to wrap it up. We did.
Thanks.
Episode 43, the Palomalu episode, as we'll call it. Thank you very much for tuning in. Please remember to like, subscribe, rate, and follow the podcast, audio platforms, video platforms. We appreciate it very much. Tell your friends about us. Word of mouth is the most prominent way that we get around. So We appreciate that very much.
Shout out Sheridan Media.
Shout out Sheridan Media, and we'll be back next week.
See ya. Peace. Plague Beyond Good and Evil.
We're going to cut that.